If you're applying for a temporary resident visa, or TRV, to visit Canada, the immigration officer reviewing your file is really asking two questions. Does this person have a clear, credible reason for coming to Canada? Are they likely to return to their home country when the visit is over? Most refusals come down to those two issues. Sometimes, even strong applications get refused for reasons that don't seem to make sense. That's frustrating. And unfortunately, it's a real risk. But the best response is to submit the strongest application you can from the beginning, so if a decision goes against you, you've at least made your case as clearly as possible. Many applications are refused simply because the officer wasn't convinced by the stated reason for travel. Vague phrases like visiting Canada for tourism or sightseeing don't provide enough context. Officers want to see that your visit has real planning behind it, and ideally some documentation to back that up. Be specific. Instead of vacation, say, I plan to visit Banff National Park, stay 5 nights in Calgary, and then spend 3 days with my cousin's family in Toronto. Support it with documents. Attach any relevant invitations, event details, hotel bookings, or conference registrations. Timelines matter. If you're applying for a 2-month stay, but the event is only 1 week, explain what else you'll be doing during that time. A strong explanation of purpose helps the officer understand why you're coming, why now, and how long you'll be staying, all things they're required to assess. Even if your reason for visiting is solid, your application can still be refused if the officer isn't convinced you'll leave Canada afterward. To assess this, they look at your ties to your home country. This is where many applicants fall short. Employment. Full-time work with approved leave, supported by a recent employment letter. Education. Proof of current enrollment, tuition payments, or a letter from your school confirming expected return. Family. A spouse or children remaining behind, especially if you're the main caregiver or financial provider. Property or assets. Real estate ownership, lease agreements, or financial obligations can help show rootedness. Community or religious involvement. These aren't always documented, but if they are, they may add support. If you're retired or self-employed, that's okay. But you'll need to explain your situation clearly and provide other documentation of ties. Remember, officers are not just asking why come to Canada. They're also asking why would this person go back home? You won't get the chance to explain your story in person, so your documents have to do that job for you. Translate everything into English or French, using certified translations where needed. Be consistent. If your invitation letter says one thing and your travel history says another, that mismatch can raise doubts. Use official-looking documents where possible. Employer letters on letterhead, signed school letters, official property records, etc. Summarize when needed. Instead of submitting 30 pages of bank statements, highlight the relevant transactions or provide a summary of your financial position. Your file should feel organized and intentional, not like a pile of unrelated papers. Think of it as a professional portfolio that tells a clear story, why you're coming and why you're going back. Many TRV refusals are preventable. Here are some of the most common issues that weaken applications. Generic invitation letters. If someone invites you but doesn't explain who you are, what you'll be doing, or how long you'll stay, it won't help much. No explanation for gaps. If you're unemployed, recently graduated, or between jobs, you need to explain that. Ignoring it won't make it go away. Contradictory documents. If your itinerary shows a 2-week trip, but your application says you'll be staying 3 months, that inconsistency can create doubt. Submitting too little or too much. A lack of documentation looks careless, but overloading the file with irrelevant documents can make your real story harder to find. Take the time to go over your application from an outsider's perspective. Would a stranger reading it understand who you are? Why you're coming to Canada and why you'll go back? The reality is, visitor visa decisions aren't always predictable. 2 people with similar profiles can receive different outcomes, and sometimes the reasons aren't entirely clear. But the more thought and effort you put into your application, the less likely it is that your file will be misunderstood or casually refused. Give the officer a complete picture. Be honest, specific, and well-organized. Don't assume they'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Your goal is to make doubt unnecessary. If this was helpful, feel free to subscribe for more practical tips on Canadian immigration.